good evening and welcome to the game coming to you from Bramall Lane in Sheffield of a match that really stirs up a few memories if you're a Sheffield United fan, because Sheffield United and Arsenal last met in 2006-07 at Bramall Lane, and Sheffield United won 1-0 thanks to some heroics from Phil Jagielka, who was a standing goalkeeper that evening. You may have seen the preview to that on a link that I left on my Facebook page. But if you haven't, go and check it out because it's actually quite a bit of a story there. But tonight we have a two-pronged commentary team. We'll be crossing over to them in just a second or two. Sheffield United and Arsenal. It's a tough act to follow after yesterday, and we hope VAR-free excitement tonight for you anyway. So if you want 2 hours of non-Brexit talk, you've got it here with us on JB Claret YouTube channel, and I believe the teams are now firmly in the tunnel. Mike Dean leading them out onto the pitch at Bramall Lane, and let's go over to Sheffield now to join our two-pronged commentary team. It's the first time we've ever done it on the JB Claret YouTube channel. We thought we'd give it a try. Two good friends of mine. Making his JB Claret debut is the debutant Mike Harneman, and alongside him is a very familiar voice to you all, Yorkshire's finest, Russ Burning. It's over to you, chaps. What's the weather like over in Sheffield? Is it cold?
Yes, it's very cold over here, and very good evening to you all at Bramall Lane. The team's going through the handshakes right now, but before I give you the team news, I just want to say a very warm welcome to my co-commentator this evening, Mr. Mike Harneman. Mike, how are you this evening? Are you okay? Yeah, plenty of goals will be good this afternoon or this evening, depending where you are listening to us from around the world. And I'll just run you through the team news. Sheffield United make 2 changes tonight. David McGoldrick and Lys Musset come into the side in place of Ollie McBurney and Callum Robinson. As for Arsenal, they make 1 change with Joe Willock coming in for Dennis Ceballos. Again, Mike's thoughts on Arsenal's team news after I've given you info, with Mike being the resident Arsenal fan here on the channel. So just reading through the teams then. First of all, for Sheffield United is Dean Henderson, George Baldock, Ender Stevens, John Fleck, Jack O'Connell, Chris Basham, John Lundstrom, John Egan, Ollie Norwood, David McGoldrick and Lys Musset. On the bench is Luke Freeman, Ollie McBurney, Billy Sharp, Callum Robinson, Phil Jagielka, Simon Moore and Mo Besic. As for the Gunners, it's Bernard Leonard in goal, Socrates, Aubameyang, Pepe, Chambers, Louise, Willock, Guendouzi, Kolasinac, Xhaka the captain and Saka. On the bench for the Gunners is Kieran Tierney, Dennis Ceballos, Alexandre Lacazette returning from injury, Lucas Torreira, Rob Holding, Emiliano Martinez and Gabriel Martinelli. The referee, incidentally, is from the Wirral, and that is Mr. Mike Dean. Assisted by Darren Cann from Norfolk, Dan Robotham from Surrey, with Simon Hooper as the 4th official from Wiltshire. Andre Mariner from the West Midlands is the video assistant referee, and the assistant referee is Neil Davis from London. And first of all, Mike, as the team's almost ready to kick off then, man, what's your thoughts on the Arsenal team? Are you surprised by any of the changes this evening? Also kick off in the first ball. It's out of play for a throw to Sheffield United on that far side of the right, as we sit in the commentary box here at Bramall Lane this evening. Is myself, Russ, alongside Mike Orneman in the chair for you all this Monday evening. Hopefully it will be a fantastic game as Arsenal That's Mike Hardeman, the resident Arsenal fan, and I'm from Yorkshire, so we give from both points of view. Sheffield United, I'll give you a bit of info on some of those in a moment, a bit of stat information which I've got here as well, and I may quote a few quotes from the managers prior to the game as well, which I sent through to Mike, and a few other stats. The top scorer for Arsenal, incidentally, is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He has got 7 goals. Yes, as Arsenal give away a cheap free kick there, foul on Jack O'Connell. I think it was by Callum Chambers, as Mike rather points out, or it might have been Guendouzi, I'm not saying sure. Or Sheffield United having with McGoldrick up against Chambers, and Sheffield United take a wide shot there from John Fleck, and he's deflected behind for the first corner of the afternoon inside the opening minute. Mike, on your thoughts on the opening stage of the game so far? Short corner taken by Norwood, gets it back from Lundstrom, back to Norwood after his cross was blocked, and his cross is blocked again there by, I think, you look like Pepe back there doing a bit of defending for Arsenal. Doing some good defending early stages there. That's the voice of Mike Hardeman you can hear alongside me this evening as Stevens takes the throw. Lovely flick there from Fleck, as he gets Stevens back in, and he's not behind for yet another corner. Sheffield United inside the opening 2.5 minutes. Great bit of play from the home side, onside as well. There is Stevens, and he's gone behind for a corner. Good start. This is Fleck is about to take this corner for Sheffield United. Fleck with the ball in, headed towards goal, cleared away by Arsenal, up towards the penalty area. He's out wide back with Fleck now on this near left hand side, and is deflected off of Aubameyang that time, the top scorer for Arsenal with 7 goals. Lundstrom, McBurney, Musset, Robinson and Sharp, all the top scorer for Sheffield United on 1 goal this season. It's down the line with O'Connell, flick, low ball into the penalty area. Also looking to get it clear with Chambers and Socrates up towards Saka, but ball's being given away to Sheffield United again. Is Bonox in behind Kolasinac. He's gone in toward over Louise and behind off of McGoldrick for a goal kick to us. Some positive start from the Blades, Mike Hardeman. Yes, Leonard about to take the goal kick. Takes a shot to Louise. Out wide to Kolasinac. Kolasinac down the line it goes. But intercepted by Sheffield United up against Saka. Xhaka wins it back for Arsenal though momentarily as David Luiz has been put under pressure from Musset. Now he's putting under Leonard some pressure, and he slips as he clears this up towards halfway where Aubameyang wins the header. Sheffield United also with ball over the top. He's got he's got Pepe in behind it. Pepe across the face, a goal. Aubameyang come and reach at, and Sheffield United look to clear first chance there for Arsenal, but no one on the end of it. But yes, there's Arsenal inside the penalty area through Willock, and he wins a corner there. Just Joe Willock. Good start from the Gunners in the response to that early Sheffield United pressure, Mike. Corner kick for Arsenal, flicked behind from Xhaka. Is it? No, it's given a corner to Sheffield United. Stevens got there, it is Xhaka, the Arsenal captain. Mate, your thoughts on Xhaka being the Arsenal captain? challenging there for Arsenal from the corner. So to cut off their mark, but Sheffield United are now looking to break as McGoldrick on possession up towards Mousset, was cut out brilliantly by Socrates and Louise there, and good bit of defending. Socrates went down in the box, sheer pull there from Egan. Could have been a penalty. We'll be looking at that. I think the case for a penalty for Arsenal and Socrates, and his sheer pull trying to go on and nabble and us. Sheffield United player was down as well with an head injury, so the referee didn't spot that at the near post as well, but good. But also had a chance for a penalty there. Articon, Bios joined, Anthony Joshua's there as well, Luke Caton there as well, as Stevens is down, injured at the moment for Sheffield United, not missing much. It is Sheffield United will be looking, Chris Waddle will be telling his players to be looking at that, to be more careful there at the back. Stevens is the man who's down for Sheffield United. Jagielka warming up on the touchline, as is Luke Freeman, a man who Mike's watched quite a bit and knows, seen him play very well. Mike, what do you rate to Luke Freeman? Do you think he's a good player for the Premier League? So Stevens just off the field as Sheffield United take a throw. Down the line he goes from Musset. Flicked on towards McGoldrick there. Still no goals in the opening 8 minutes of the match. Lovely flick on there from Lundstrom. Musset goes in with Socrates then. No foul. And then Arsenal, Jacka tries to play down the line there to get Saka away, but it's cut out well and out for a throw. Socrates and Saka, Musset, sorry, near each other in I-5 as that challenge. It didn't really do much there. Both eyes on the ball for both players, and nothing really much in that for me. Yes, as Mike says, very good defending there. Jacka's Kolasinac, sorry. Here's David Luiz now. Back with Leno. Sheffield United have played Arsenal 6 times with the Gunners, winning twice, drawing 3 times and losing just the once, scoring 8 goals and conceding only 3. Sheffield United are in 13th at the moment, going into prior to when I did all this prior to the weekend's matches. They were 13th when I did all this. They won 2, drawn 3, lost 3. Arsenal have won 4, drawn 3, lost 1. Biggest win for Arsenal this season was that 3-2 win over Aston Villa. One of the worst defeat was the 3-1 defeat against Liverpool. And Mike, looking back on some of that, and Mike, did you know this? Sheffield United have played more matches at Bramall Lane than without victory than any other ground in the Premier League. Did you know that, Mike? Yes, Arsenal being put under a bit of pressure at the moment. McGoldrick challenging there with Pepe, but Pepe comes away with it for Arsenal. And he's a ball over the top looking for a Aubameyang, but it's too much on that. And it goes out of play for a throw to Sheffield United. Still waiting our first goal then in 10.5 minutes gone on this match. Still 0-0. Mike, if I had to ask you for a prediction for this game, what would you say? I think Sheffield United will get one though, Mike, but you'll come out on top. By scoring the 3 you think, but I think you'll concede one as well. But it depends how the game goes. Thank you. There's the voice of Mike Horniman alongside me tonight as Aubameyang chases down with Chris Basham there. Basham plays it downfield and it goes out of play for a throw to Arsenal. Kolasinac will take. Still 0-0. Kolasinac does take. Back he goes to Guendouzi. And a forward ball looking for Callum Chambers, who's inside the Sheffield United box and is an easy save for England under 21 goalkeeper Dean Henderson there, on loan from Manchester United. I'm not sure if I think it's Athletic Bilbao. I think so. We'll double check that half time and bring you the correct where it's gonna start the second half. Stevens with a throw for Sheffield United after David Luiz's misplaced pass, and that's thrown in towards the penalty area, looking towards Lundstrom, and Chambers was across there to cut out for Arsenal, and bit of worrying signs there for Arsenal, almost trying to get cut open. Both and 3 corners each, but Sheffield United, when they have creating the chances to get the corners in the opening stages, in my opinion, Mike, they're the dangerous side. Would you agree? Well, with the ball in there, and it's saved by Leno. Sorry to cut you off there, Mike, but Leno would drop a dangerous ball in there, and Leno claimed it well as he tries to get Arsenal away. And there's a challenge there by John Fleck on Aubameyang. And Mike Dean has something to do here. Booking a pressable red card. I think the VAR overlooking at this is giving a booking here for John Fleck, but it could have been a lot worse for me. I'm just looking at the replay. That's a dangerous challenge. He does go for the ball, so I can see why he's only given a yellow, because he's going for the ball and he actually gets a slight touch to the ball, but he does tear the man, so a yellow card is what? Being given. Yes, he'll have to wait until the Maideen allows him to come back on. And it's still 0-0 here at Bramall Lane. Aubameyang now back onto the field. Obviously, Mike, if Aubameyang did have to go off, Lacazette would be the obvious replacement. Do you feel that if he does put him on, He'll be risking him returning from injury, having been out since the start of September with an ankle injury. Yes, sir. Sheffield United looking to try and get this score more than 3. Try and get more goals than the 3 that they've got against Arsenal and try and not concede any. They've conceded 8 in the last 6 games. As Sheffield United coming forward. Basham's been held there, but play continues as Bono gets the ball in and now Arsenal can break. It's Nicolas Pepe. Lovely run from Nicolas Pepe. Still going Pepe. Good ball across. Here's Saka now. Saka up against Baldock. Twisting. Turning from Saka. Lovely footwork. And does well to keep hold of possession for Arsenal. Guendouzi now. Lovely footwork from the midfielder. Out wide to Kolasinac. Guendouzi once more. Granit Xhaka. The skipper for Arsenal. Crossing towards Chambers at the back post. Chested down well. Pures from ball from the crowd. Not given. As he definitely come off his chest for me. And that is cleared away. Only partially there. By Jack O'Connell. And now Sheffield United. On the back foot once more. As a brilliant ball from Guendouzi out wide to Kolasinac and he's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. Cut out by Boldo, that ball across theirs. Arsenal will look to keep Sheffield United under pressure. Mousset for Sheffield United. Fleck now has it. The ball across. Cut out there by Arsenal. Sheffield United causing also a few problems there. Stevens now has it. Lovely footwork from Stevens. McGoldrick makes a run inside the box. Stevens with the ball across. Mousset is there and he's come behind for a corner to Sheffield United. Lovely footwork there. Mike, on your thoughts on that bit of movement from Sheffield United? Norwood with the corner, punched away by Leno, back to Norwood from Fleck's header. Now Pepe slips as he tries to get away, but he keeps getting his foot in just in time. Saka lovely footwork. Here's Xhaka now. Across to Aubameyang. Kolasinac in behind. Crossing across for Pepe, and he's playing across the face of the goal instead of towards the net. He ends up in the net. The ball doesn't, and it's gone behind. And gone out for a throw to Sheffield United. Unai Emery there, clapping his players after good work, encouraging them to get a foot out in the game. Still 0-0. Arsenal trying to get a foothold into the game now, but Sheffield United still have it with McGoldrick. Lovely one from David McGoldrick. But there's Arsenal cut his run out and get the ball back. But there is a free kick to Sheffield United. I'm not sure why he's giving that free kick. I think it's a foul by Pepe, maybe. I'm not sure. Lundstrom controls well for Baldock. No, it's Norwood. It's Fleck. Basham, sorry. Baldock with the ball in. Towards Mousset. Can't pick him out though. It's Basham. Goes down under the challenge there of Granit Xhaka, the Arsenal captain. And it's a free kick. Sheffield United. Chief free kick there to give away by Granit Xhaka, in my personal opinion. But do you reckon that's the same, mate? Norwood's known for shooting, but I think from this sort of angle you've got to maybe play out wide to run in behind and put a cross in, or put a cross in directly from here. But with the centre backs up, Basham, O'Connell and Egan, I think it will be a cross. It is a cross. Looking for Egan, pulled behind by Callum Chambers, and it's a corner kick to Sheffield United there. He was right there, man, with the cross rather than a shot. Yeah, maybe it's more likely to start over as a 4-2-3-1, which is looking like when you haven't got possession, and then when you've got possession, 4-2-1-3 with Pepe and Aubameyang forward, and maybe Saka just off. So 4-2-1-2 formation, maybe when Arsenal's attacking, it looks like. Yeah, like Matt says, Chris Ryder probably the happier of the two managers at this moment in time. Unai Emery. Chris Wilder said also a historic club, iconic club, and it's another brilliant fixture for them. He thought Sheffield United played well against Liverpool, but they need to pick something up from the game this time. We believe we can do it. Went after Liverpool when we could and picked our times, and we'll do that against Arsenal. It seems to be that's what Sheffield United are doing. They also have a bit of possession, trying to see if they can break them down, because when they haven't got possession, both Baldock and Stevens will drop back to make it a back five, to make it more defensive and more solid, to stop Arsenal getting through, and also having to try and pick the way through. back with you at the moment, guys. Just lost a bit of sound from my end there, Mike. Are you still with us? Just lost pictures, Matt. Go and see what's happening at my end at the moment. If you can just keep us up to date what's happening, I've just lost stream at the moment, please. If you just take over as the main commentator for the moment. Yeah, I'm still here, Mike. I'm just trying to get it back up and running my side. Is I seem to. There's other best of views from where I'm sat. Where we're sat this evening, guys. A lot of fans jumping up and around us, causing us a bit of obstructions at this moment in time. Still no goals though, as we watch on here. Yes, I've got pictures back now, Mike, on the monitor in front of me, so I better say back over. Thank you there for going on and taking over for a bit there while we just lost, I just lost footage my side as Norwood takes a corner towards the back post. The crossing is gone in for Sheffield United! They take the lead as Lars Musset with the goal. It's been coming! Sheffield United deserve that lead. And it's 1-0 to the Yorkshire side. Mike Horniman, your thoughts on that goal? Yes, very deserved lead for Sheffield United. As Mike just said, they've been the better side so far, pressurising Arsenal, putting them under quite a bit of pressure, and that pressure is now being told Arsenal need to do. And I said, and I did say to you, Mike, that there will be a goal for Sheffield United, and you deserved his second of the season, Musset, and he now goes on to Sheffield United's top scorer ahead of Lundstrom, McBurney, Robinson and Sharp, as well as Sheffield United are playing some good football as Pepe picks up for Arsenal. Across it goes to Kolasinac, and he keeps hold of possession. Is Granit Xhaka. Back it goes. Arsenal keeping hold of the possession of the moment. It's back with David Luiz, put under pressure from David McGoldrick. Sheffield United deserve the lead. 31.5 minutes gone here at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 1, Arsenal 0. Yes, as Guendouzi picks up for Arsenal. Links up well with Saka there. Guendouzi once more. Saka again. On this right hand side is Saka. Into the penalty area he goes. Saka crosses in. Cleared away. Pepe in there. Guendouzi puts his head in. And Sheffield United win a free kick. Fouled by Saka. Fouled by Pepe there, I think, on the one of the central defenders. I think he may have been John Egan. But he's still 1-0 Sheffield United. A deserved lead from the Yorkshire side against the Gunners. Arsenal not performing as well as they have done and can do in their previous matches. You know, excuses, Mike says. A lot of these players played in a friendly against Reading, in which, during the international break, in which 2-2 draw. So a lot of these players have had minutes in the international break, even if whether it's been with the country or with Arsenal. Sheffield United player goes down in the box. I think there was Lundstrom there. No given for penalty, no given. But Sheffield United recycle possession is Stevens. But Arsenal come away with it. And it's Callum Chambers. Lovely ball. Here's the Bamian, takes a shot, takes a deflection. In towards Pepe, who lets him go behind for a corner. And that really bugs me. If there's a chance to keep the ball in and keep the pressure on. Yeah, and it was Bonock who went down in the box, fouled by Kolasinac. And looking at that there, it could have been a penalty for Arsenal. Against Arsenal, should I say, foul on Baldock. It looked like Kolasinac put the arm into the back of the Sheffield United right wing back, but not spotted by the officials. And now Sheffield United are trying to get out, but Saka's winning back for Arsenal. Keeps him pinning. Saka's inside the penalty. Saka goes down under change for Megan, and it's booking him for diving. Saka's gone down under the challenge there of Baldock. For complaining to the fourth official, the coaches this season can get booked as well. Arthur's Odju's on as well. Thank you for tuning in. Myself and Mike doing the commentary this evening. Two-pound commentary team. Saka booked, Lundberg booked, as Mike mentions. But Sheffield United deserve their lead at this moment in time. Complaining to the fourth official, that's the reason why. And he still looks like he's shaking his head now, and it looks like he's having a word with Alan Neil about the incident there, but he has to be careful, as Mike says, otherwise he will be sent to the stands, because coaching staff can be sent off now, as well as booked, as we've just proven there on the commentary. I think, to be honest, looking at both of them, starting on with the Saka one, first. I think they got that one spot on. I think he went down a little bit easy. If he'd have gone down straight away as soon as he touched him, they may have given it. But he waited, tried to see if he can go on the ball, and then went down, which is why I think Mike Dean booked him for diving. Looking back on the other one at the other end, foul on Baldock by Kolasinac. I think that could have easily been given one. Arm in the back. Kolasinac knew what he was doing. Baldock had already got ball past him in the penalty, about to lay it off or have a shot at goal. And Kolasinac came in and knocked him over with his elbow. I think Kolasinac was very fortunate not to give away a penalty there, but Arsenal have possession. It's Guendouzi now, has it? Xhaka now to Louise, and Louise coming forward over the halfway line, over the top, towards Aubameyang, and Edison can claim for Sheffield United. Mate, you want to come back to those two decisions that I've just spoke about and give my thoughts on, for your opinions? Yes, it is. Mike Dean is calling one of the players over here. I'm not sure which player it is. He's calling over. There's an Arsenal man down, and Jack O'Connell's being called over. The Pepe is a man down. We're just seeing this incident now. Pepe gets away from one, and then he's a body check, and it looked like a push in the face on Pepe by... No, push in the chest by O'Connell. You can't raise your hands whether you push in the chest or in the face. Raise his hands, and that's why he's gone into the book, and he's, for me, deserved yellow card. Still 1-0 to Sheffield United, approaching the final 4 minutes of the first half. Don't forget, in the second half, you can have your say on the man of the match. And Mike, with you being on commentary, you can't put voting for the man of the match this evening, my friend. If we do get a casting vote, what we'll do, we'll discuss it together between the players, and then we'll decide. So the managers. So what we need to do for man of the match, guys, let's see if Mike knows what to do for. See if Mike remembers from listening to other commentaries. Mike, how do they get involved with man of the match? Yes, that's all you need to do. Mike just said it. It's just that simple. Name of the player, followed by the hashtag JBMOTM, and get your vote in for man of the match. It is Mike, yes, and I'll give you the signal when the 65th minute is up for man of the match. And Mike, we've been towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. What's your thoughts on the first half so far that we've seen? Yes, maybe Lundberg will say what he said to the officials at half time to his players about the incidents and see, and Emery will have to calm him down as well as try and get the players motivated for the second half. With the thoughts for Sheffield United, I think Wilder will be looking at it and saying, continue how you're playing, guys. You're playing well, causing Arsenal quite a lot of problems. You're defending well when Arsenal's attacking you, stopping them from having any chances on goal, or if they are having chances on goal, there's just at least one or two chances, and it's only whether half chances or that chance for Pepe, which is the best chance, which he couldn't get an end of after a good ball in from Saka. But as Mike says, Saka needs to be careful now on a yellow card, as Guendouzi has it for Arsenal, putting the pressure from Musette. Now he's across with David Luiz for Sheffield United. Luiz has possession and he plays it forward and now wide to Chambers. Back he goes. Yes, they have, and hopefully we'll see plenty of teams challenging up for the Champions League spots this season, and who knows, maybe Sheffield United can put a good run together, beat teams who are expected to be up there, then they may have a shout. As Arsenal just win a corner, Saka with a shot which was blocked. Well, of course, which was blocked. Xhaka throws ball out wide to Pepe, who's ready to take this free kick for Arsenal. Well, corner to Arsenal. Yes, let Liverpool go 1-0 draw yesterday. Old Trafford, which JB covered. Very good coverage from JB yesterday, wouldn't you say, Mike? Yes, too much VAR, and I think we'll probably have a chat about that either before or after the game, with all three of us getting involved as well. Speaking of VAR, hopefully Panini, our VAR man, will join us a bit later to help us with any VAR decisions, even though there's two of us today. Yes, as Arsenal trying to cause a few problems of their own as we head towards the closing stages of the first half. We've got no inkling of what's going to be added on at the end of the first half. Just yet, that was about to go up any second hours. But Arsenal on their counter-attack. Pepe through. Aubameyang flicks it back. Pepe once more. Here's Saka, 2 minutes out of stoppage time. Here's Chambers, crossed in. Also trying to get a goal on the stroke of half time, which really lifts the space. And Xhaka fires in a brilliant effort. And it's tipped over there by Henderson. Great stop there. And a great effort from Granit Xhaka, Mike Orneman. Yes, still goalless at Bramall Lane. Well, no goalless, still 1-0 to Sheffield United rather, as we entered the final couple of minutes of stoppage time of this first half, as this corners in towards the penalty, flicked on, and just wide in the end from, I think that might have been David Luiz. No, it wasn't, it was Granit Xhaka. It was Xhaka who tried to claim they come off Henderson as well, but Henderson was nowhere near it, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Yeah, we can definitely see that from here, but it's definitely gone back off of Xhaka for a goal kick, which Henderson will look to take. Yes, hopefully that will be the case. As Arsenal have Pepe trying to get a goal before half time. Can't do that as he's cut out for a throw to Arsenal. Arsenal trying to knock on the door, trying to get the goal that would see them level at half time, undeservedly so, as Xhaka picks up. And there goes the half time whistle. Lars Musset's goal. The difference. Pepe with the big chance for Arsenal, but couldn't take it. But before I hand over to JB, Michael, your thoughts on that first half? I know you're going to be thoughts early, but overall thoughts on that first 45 minutes? What do you think? Maybe, but at the break, Sheffield United lead by a goal to nil. Lars Musset with the Pepe with the best chance for Arsenal. By the break, it is Sheffield United 1, Arsenal 0. Join me and Mike in 15 minutes. JB, back to you.
Thank you, lads. And, well, I turn up for the buck here over at Bramall Lane then. That Musset goal after 30 minutes. I have to say the two penalty incidents, I thought they were both penalties. But that's my opinion on it. But it's Sheffield United here, shocking the world at the moment. Arsenal could, with a win, go into the top four, but that at the moment doesn't look likely at the moment unless Umar Emery turns it around with he's got a big 15 minutes. So is Chris Wilder, but I think this is going to be a very tough second half for Arsenal. As Liverpool found out, Sheffield United are not here to make up any numbers. They've only won once at Bramall Lane, but I tell you what, it will be an amazing result for Sheffield United. It might eclipse the one I was mentioning at the start of 2006 when Phil Jagielka denied everybody, and that was a better Arsenal team. Anyway, keep your comments coming in during the half-time interval. We've got some news anyway. Now, the FA Cup first round draw took place this evening, and the big news is that non-league Chichester City, who are the lowest ranked team at this moment in time left in the competition, have been handed a bye through to the second round of the FA Cup because of Bury's non-involvement of the tournament because of what's happened. Well, there's a sad news down there, so it's good to see that Chichester City have actually got themselves a bye through to the second round of the FA Cup. Terrific. And more news, the Harrogate Yeovil game will be replayed as well, so that would be brilliant. So Chichester, in fact, is also going to make a donation to Bury, so that's brilliant. So that would be terrific. So let's have a look at the drawing full. There's some really tasty draws here. So we'll give you the drawing full. So we've got Ipswich Town, who were beaten yesterday by Accrington Stanley. They play Lincoln City, former side of Danny Cowley. Lincoln reaching the sixth round 3 seasons ago. Oxford City against Solihull Moors, an all non-league clash. And it's an all Football League one with Crawley against Scunthorpe. And what a draw for Harrogate Town. Harrogate Town, they've got 2008 winners Portsmouth in the first round. What a game, and I'm sure the television cameras will be rushing down to Harrogate quicker than you can blink. And Harrogate there'll be a few quid in the old coffers for that one, for the home team there. Great draw for Harrogate Town. 2008 winners Portsmouth have to go up to North Yorkshire. Colchester United play Coventry City. Sunderland have a home draw against Gillingham. Panini will not be happy with that one. Dulwich Hamlet have a home draw with Carlisle United. Another decent draw there for one of their non-league sides. Again, the television cameras might be required for that one. Bolton Wanderers against Plymouth. So Plymouth have to make a long journey up to Greater Manchester for that first round tie. York City against Altrincham. Chesterfield or Wrexham will take on Rochdale. They got to the fifth round a couple of years ago when they held Tottenham in a game that we covered on the JB Clark YouTube channel, if you remember, at Scotland with that late Scott Davis goal. Maidstone United will take on Torquay United. Leyton Orient will take on Malden and Tiptree. A great draw for Malden and Triptree there, going to Brisbane Road. Chippenham Town will take on Northampton Town, another decent draw there for a non-league side. Haringey, Bullet and Yeovil, who've still got to replay out their original game for obvious reasons, will take on Hartlepool, either or. Cambridge will play Exeter. Whitby or Stourbridge will take on either Welling United or Eastleigh. Salford City will take on Burton Albion. Boris Green Rovers will play Sutton United or Billericay. Bristol Rovers will face Bromley. So a bit of a trip to the West Country there for the men from Kent. Ebbsfleet or Woking take on Notts County. A big opportunity for one of those two sides. Ebbsfleet and Woking, that is. Walsall will play Darlington. Nantwich Town will play Fylde. AFC Wimbledon will play Doncaster Rovers. Cades and Yeading or Poole will take on Oxford United, so a big opportunity for one of those two sides to get Oxford United. Shrewsbury take on Bradford. Grimsby Town against Newport County. It's quite a lot to get through here. Gateshead will take on Oldham Athletic, so it's not going to be a good old trip there for Oldham. Mansfield take on Chorley. Dover play Southend United, so a bit of a derby that one. Essex against Kent. And Tranmere against Wickham. Charleston Athletic take on Boston United. Cheltenham Town against Swindon Town. Accrington Stanley, we've got a home tie with Crewe. An opportunity there. Potters Bar or Barnet will take on Fleetwood Town, so a big year for the winners of that Potters Bar Barnet game. Get Fleetwood Town away with Joey Barton and that. Macclesfield will take on Kingstonian. Maidenhead or Reelstone will play Rotherham. Sorry, Russ, you've got to go to a non-league side, whichever it may be. Blackpool against Morecambe. A bit of a derby, that one. Two seaside towns in the northwest of England facing off, in Lancashire, in fact. MK Dons take on Port Vale. Finally, Stevenage against Peterborough United. There's that draw there for you there, Mike Harniman. All the games, incidentally, to be played over the weekend of the 8th to the 11th of November. So they'll be playing from Friday the 8th through to Monday the 11th of November. That will be the first round, and obviously the second round draw will be made, I think, on the 11th of November anyway. So that's the draw for the first round of the FA Cup proper. Sponsored, of course, by Emirates, and we'll be giving that full coverage again this season on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Ballon d'Or news now. Virgil van Dijk is one of 6 Liverpool players on the shortlist for the award. Here's the awards in full then. Again, let me give you the nominees. Virgil van Dijk of Liverpool, Bernardo Silva of Manchester City, Son of Tottenham, Robert Lewandowski of Bayern Munich, Bobby Firmino for Liverpool, Alisson, the goalkeeper for Liverpool, Matthias de Ligt of Juventus, Karim Benzema of Real Madrid, Gini Wijnaldum of Liverpool, Sergio Aguero of Manchester City, Frankie de Jong of Barcelona, Hugo Lloris of Tottenham, Dusan Tadic, the former Southampton player, now with Ajax, Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, of Juventus now, Kylian Mbappe of Paris Saint-Germain, Trent Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool, Donny van Beek of Ajax, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of Arsenal, and Marc-Andre ter Stegen of Barcelona, and Sadio Mane of Liverpool. No Lionel Messi, it seems to me that Lionel Messi is not there, or doesn't seem to be there. So yeah, so no. Oh, he is expected to be concluded, but it's not actually announced. But I'll be very. I don't think Lionel Messi will win it. I think Virgil van Dijk will win Ballon d'Or. That's the situation. Let's have a look at some more football news as well. Millwall have been appointing a new manager today. They've appointed Gary Rowett as their new manager, of course, and we'll check on the women's Ballon d'Or because there's a couple of England players that might be interesting. So Gary Rowett is now Millwall manager. He takes over with Millwall 17th in the table, but they're 5 points ahead of the the danger zone, and he succeeds Neil Harris, who surprisingly resigned on the 3rd of October, which was a bit of a surprise to all at that club. So, yeah, a great opportunity there for Gary Rowett to see if he can keep Millwall in the Championship. Now let's go back to the Ballon d'Or and to the women's vote. And Southend, I believe, according to Russ, is going to be in positive talks with Sol Campbell, the former Macclesfield boss, to become their new manager, of course, former Arsenal and Tottenham player, of course. And let's check on the Ballon d'Or for women, because there's two of our stars on there. Lucy Bronze and Ellen White have been shortlisted for the award. Let me give you the full list very quickly, because we're not far off now from the second half of the game at Bramall Lane, I'm sure of that. Let me give you the full lineup then. Lucy Bronze now playing a trade in France with Lyon. Ellen White of Manchester City. Sam Kerr of Chicago Red Stars. Neela Fisher of Wolfsburg. Amadine Henry of Lyon. Alex Morgan of Orlando Pride. Vivian Medina of Arsenal. Jennifer Maduson of Lyon. Perel Arda of Wolfsburg. And Sarah Bouladi of Lyon. But I think there's going to be more to follow, and I would be very, very surprised if Ada Egerberg wasn't up there as well. But of course we'll have the final 10 there as well. So the Ballon d'Or as well is done. Well, it's been an amazing first half then over at Bramall Lane. The two-pronged commentary seems to have worked between Russ and Mike, and we'll be heading back there to Bramall Lane very, very shortly here in due course. There's been some Arsenal substitutions there. Danny Cabellos, who really ran the show in their second match back in August against Burnley, really was good as well. But while we've got a couple of minutes, let me give you my verdicts on VAR. 24 hours after some of the decisions, I thought the decision to give Tottenham an equaliser was ridiculous. It clearly was a handball. You know my views on the Chris Wood incident, and I berated John Monson on more than one occasion yesterday. You know my stance on the Wolves gun, and I'm still maintaining the opinion that the Manchester United goal should have been disallowed at Old Trafford yesterday. We've had two potential penalties that should have been given tonight, one each for Sheffield United and Arsenal. I didn't think it was a dive, I've got to agree. Now I thought Mike Dean was very harsh to give Saka a yellow card, because I felt he didn't dive. I don't think he was in the position to dive. I do think there was contact, mind you, and I've seen penalties given for far less than that. So I think Arsenal can feel a little bit aggrieved about that, and I can understand why Freddie Ljungberg was quite uptight about the whole thing on the bench. Obviously, Mike Dean standing for no nonsense and giving the yellow card. Now, this is what I think on VAR, and I've said it a million times. I will repeat myself and say it again. It's not the technology that's in doubt. I think it's the people that are using it that are the doubters, and I think you cannot have professional referees doing it. It needs to be a former player with a cool head on his shoulders, a man who's played the game. These referees have never played the game, and yet they're being allowed to manage this equipment. I don't think they've got a clue, personally. I think, and also I said it before, I'll say it again, that the big screen should be used. The referees on the field of play have screens on the side of the pitch, just like they did in the last World Cup in Russia. I think there has to be. And I mean, Danny Murphy is saying that VAR's destroyed the game. I don't think it's the technology that's destroyed the game. It's the people that are using it. I think that's the major point that people are obviously overlooking at the moment. And we need to get these people at Stockley Park, and obviously they cannot start doing stuff at Stockley Park. It has to be done at the ground. The officials, whoever it may be, I think you should get someone who's played the game at a high level to decide the referee. The referee should ultimately have the last call on this. But you can use the FIFA system, But I would obviously instead of getting referees to do it, I would say get a professional footballer in to do that. I think that might be a better solution, and then it takes the pressure off the officials a little bit, I think, and it allows them to referee things on the field. When you've got other referees using the technology, I think it puts referees under an awful lot of pressure. Anyway, the teams are back out for the second half. It's Mousse with the goal after 30 minutes. And Arsenal now attacking their supporters in the second half. So without further ado, let's hand you back to Mike and to Russ.
All right, cheers JB, thanks for that. Just
Cheers, JB.
An update on the sub as well. Danny Ceballos has come on for Joe Willock at half-time in that substitution that was made there.
Thank you, Matt, for clarifying that substitution. So, Ceballos on for Willock. So, I'll run you through the teams right now then as the second half is underway. For Sheffield United is Henderson, O'Connell, Egan, Basham, Stevens, Fleck, Norwood, Lundstrom, Baldock, McGoldrick and Musette. For Arsenal then is Leno, is the man in goal, Kolasinac, Louise, Socrates and Chambers. As we just break off, here is Pepe's on the run into towards the penalty area, still going Pepe, and he's behind for a corner to Arsenal. Good positive start for Arsenal. So then in the midfield we have now got Xhaka and Guendouzi. Then we've got Ceballos, Pepe and Saka behind Aubameyang. Is also moving the corner in towards a penalty area, cleared away, and that has gone out for a throw to Sheffield United. And Mike Gunnerman, good positive start from the Gunners in the second half.
Yeah, really good start on the front foot there with the corner, and obviously Ceballos has just come on as well, as we just mentioned. It looks like a change in formation as well. It looks like it's going to be just the two midfielders now in central with Guendouzi and Xhaka, and then Ceballos is going to be playing in the hole just behind Aubameyang, and then obviously Pepe and Saka either side.
Yes, Arsenal have possession. At the back, it's David Luiz. Mike Dean, the match referee from the World, Andre Mariner, the VAR man, assisted by Neil Davis, to bring you up to the officials incidentally. Sheffield United in their red and white stripes. Arsenal are in
changed yellow, yes.
Changed yellow, black and yellow. So Sheffield United would have been the happier of the two in the first half, of the teams that is, and Arsenal looked for a way back into the game as Ceballos picks up. Lovely run from Ceballos. Plays a ball out wide. It's Chambers. Back it goes to Guendouzi. Guendouzi into Xhaka. Back to Guendouzi once more. And he's back with Socrates. Back into Xhaka now Guendouzi. Guendouzi goes down. And a free kick to Arsenal, fouled by McGoldrick. Guendouzi takes it quickly and spreads the play across here to Kolasinac. But a few technical problems in the first half. We could only have, for myself,
hopefully you can hear me now. I was having a few issues there, but yeah, fingers crossed you can hear me all loud and clear now as well.
Yes, so Mike's with us now. Good commentary so far from his birth. I feel Mike is, well, you guys I think Mike has done really well on commentary so far, but Sheffield United have possession and is cleared downfield looking for the run of Musette and McGoldrick. Louise has possession across to Socrates. Xhaka turns under pressure from McGoldrick now and is across with Ceballos. Back it goes to Socrates.
Emery's going to want a lot out of Ceballos here as well now. He's going to want a performance from him in the second half. Obviously, JB mentioned in his second game for Arsenal, the first at the Emirates, he was fantastic, very instrumental in that one. And he's going to be hoping for the same in this second half as well because, as I mentioned, Arsenal have not really created an awful lot. So they could do a bit of a creative spark from Ceballos here now to create some more chances and get a couple of goals in this half as well.
Yes, it's Arsenal have possession. Is Guendouzi giving the ball away to Guendouzi and he's Took a ricochet off McGoldrick then. He's going to have a throw to Arsenal. Good pressure from Arsenal to put McGoldrick, to make McGoldrick make that mistake at the start of the second half. It is Sheffield United 1, Arsenal 0. Here in a cold Bramall Lane in South Yorkshire.
It's cold enough to be bringing out the gloves as well. I've even got mine on tonight, Russ, have you?
I've not got mine on tonight, Mike. Not finishing with me, but the next commentary, now I'll make sure I take my gloves with me, because I think he's getting towards the gloves weather now, yeah, so I think
100%. I know, and even with Christmas coming up and all that as well, it's going to be eventful for when you want to cover football, especially if it starts snowing and all that too.
And especially it'll be an essential for the commentators as well to keep us hands warm, especially when we're holding the microphones that we've got in front of us tonight. As Arsenal try and get Kolasinac in behind there. Egan does really, really well to cut the ball out as he was being put under pressure by the Arsenal left back. And whatever Emma seems to have said at half time, Mike, seems to have worked. Arsenal seem to have started on the front for the second half.
Yeah, look a lot more up for it. Obviously a lot more urgency now going forward, and the change with Ceballos coming on as well was obviously changed the formation too, and let's see what happens. But no, it's definitely a positive start for Arsenal in this half. Just like Sheffield United started off very, very bright in the first half, and then deserved their goal as well through Musa when he got the winner, not the winner, sorry, the goal early on in the first half. So far, it'll be the winner, obviously, as it stands. But yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, Musa plays the ball through past Socrates, and then Socrates blocks him off there. I was running through the subs for both teams then. The remaining ones for Arsenal, and the full 7 on the bench for Chris Wilder if he wants to use them is Lou Freeman, Ollie McBurney, Billy Sharp, Callum Robinson, Phil Jagielka, Simon Moore and Mo Besic for Sheffield United, and Chris Wilder for Arsenal. Left, they've got Tierney, Lacazette, Torreira, Holding, Martinez the goalkeeper, and Martinelli. Mike, out of those, who do you see being the next man to come on for Arsenal?
At this rate, if it stays 1-0, or if Sheffield United do get another goal, or anything like that, and they go 2 up, then Lacazette, obviously, he's come back from injury, as we mentioned earlier, and he's only been training for a couple of days. But it might be, you might just have to throw him in there and see what happens, because, he's a quality striker, and he can make a difference. But Lacazette, obviously Torreira as well, and his creative spark possibly, and even Martin.
Yeah, towards Mousset. Sorry to cut off there, Marcus. Sheffield United put the ball in towards Mousset, controlled it well, but couldn't get the shot away. I think the flag may have been up for offside as well against Mousset. So he would have counted if he got the shot away. And Sheffield United almost doubling the lead there. Pressure on Arsenal for the first time in the second half. And that's what Sheffield United can do. They can soak up the pressure and then just break on you in an instance as they've just done there and almost get a second goal.
Yeah, definitely. That's a real opportunity there for them to get the second. But yeah, as I was just saying, could be Torreira, could be Lacazette, or maybe even Martinelli that Emery turns to as his second sub.
Yes, as Arsenal try and get him behind on the left, far side. Sheffield United's left, Arsenal's right there. But Sheffield United do really well. Moussa does want to turn off Socrates for momentarily, but gives possession away. Socrates, having his shape also. Advantage is being played by Mike Dean. Be interested to see if he goes back to book Moussa as Ceballos turns away. From Moussa there, for Xhaka now. Cross out to Guendouzi. Guendouzi forward. Nicolas Pepe. Now is with Ceballos. Out wide for Pepe. Back out wide to Guendouzi as Pepe cut inside. Guendouzi has Chambers on the overlap. Cuts it back to Ceballos there. Lovely cross from Ceballos, and he's too near the goalkeeper.
Yeah, easy catch.
Good play from Arsenal, but easy catch for Henderson, the England 21 international.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, Arsenal started off brightly, as I said, but they're not really doing an awful lot with it. They're not creating too much at the minute, but let's see what happens. As looks like Sheffield United are going to be the next team to make a sub as well shortly, in a matter of minutes' time.
Yes, and it looks like it's a man who his nickname and he's had on back of his shirt before. The fella from Sheffield, Billy Sharp, and there's a banner that says Billy Sharp scores goals. He is the man to come on for who looks to be the goal-winning match-winning hero at the moment, Lars Mousset, who's been hurried off the pitch by Mike Dean. And Billy Sharp comes on to replace Mousset. And Mike Honeyman, your thoughts on Mousset's performance for Sheffield United so far?
Yeah, he's played really well. It's a
tonight.
bit of a surprise that he's been the man taken off. I thought maybe they'd have brought a second striker on to support him, because everyone's seen what he did when he was at Bournemouth as well. Great player, and he's looked lively tonight. He's looked good. Billy Sharp obviously is a handful though as well. So obviously Chris Wilder's seen something there that that Sharp has that Mousset might not have had to his game, and maybe they're going to go a bit more physical now or something. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out anyway.
Yes, in about 10 minutes from now, it will be the man of the match votes opening. Just want to say hi to Kevin Benson, who's popped in. He says, VAR for offside is fine, not subjective at all. So he says, for an offside decision, VAR works perfectly well, but for other decisions, that's where probably people are not utilising it properly. Would you agree with that, Mike?
Partially. It depends on the referees, though, as sort of JB said previously. If the standard of the referees is up to scratch, then you shouldn't really need to worry about that. Whether it's the VAR or not, it shouldn't matter. Or the the officials, the linesmen and that as well, or the lines people. But no, fair point, I guess. But as JB said previously, it's a matter of let's see if we can get better officials to deal with it first.
This is Sheffield United with Willie Shaw, win a throw down in line with the Arsenal penalty area. Stevens will go across to Taylor. Sharp is in the penalty area now. Lundstrom's there too. Baldock on the edge of the area. McGoldrick's in there. Fleck on the edge. He's played in towards Sharp. Corner of the penalty area. Up against Callum Chambers, and he plays it just behind. He thought he got a deflection off of Chambers, which he doesn't, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Arsenal, which is taken short to go into Xhaka to play it up towards Guendouzi, and now Chambers trying to play it back down the line for Guendouzi's run. Couldn't pick him out as Sheffield United. Now Captain Billy Sharp tells them to calm down and keep calm when they've got possession. Sheffield United have a throw, which Stevens will look to take. 57 minutes gone. Fleck back down the line to Stevens. And Mike, coming up very soon is the JBMOTM. Would you like to tell people what they need to do to get involved in that?
Yes,
if you wait a moment, it's Baldock. If you wait a moment, Mike, it's Baldock strikes. It goes just wide. Paul, a good chance for Sheffield United, but Paul is taken there from Baldock. Well worked across to the right wing back. But his effort is sliced wide and off target. Mike, so to go off there, but how do people get involved with the man of the match vote this evening?
Right, so what you want to do is you want to hashtag JBMOTM, that's JBMOTM on the hashtag, with your player that you're voting for, and that's from the 65th minute onwards. So yeah, hashtag JBMOTM, and then that counts as a vote. So that's as simple as that, guys. Nice and easy for you. No worries, whether it's spelt right or anything either. So yeah, we'll know what you're on about.
That's the Barros. Gets on the end of a cross there, which was well put in by Saka, and it was an easy catch in the end from Dean Henderson. So both teams have made just the one substitute each. Sharp on for Mousset for Sheffield United, and Ceballos on for Joe Willock for Arsenal.
become more of a game in the second half as well. It's both sides are, creating things now.
As Pepe puts the ball in towards the edge of the penalty, it's Guendouzi. Guendouzi has it on the edge of the penalty in towards Saka. Kolasinac comes in, puts the ball across, Switzerland, goal cleared away by Stevens or O'Connell in there for Sheffield United. They've not out of the woodwork yet. Love the ball out wide, but cut out brilliantly by Baldock under no pressure, and he plays it to Anderson, who's under no pressure as well, and he clears it long downfield. Molino in the voting is open, guys, for man of the match, and as Mike said, JBMOTM on the hashtag, and then the name of the player. So, for example, if you want to give Laz Mousset, who looks like to be the match winner, the man of the match vote is Mousset, followed by JBMOTM on the hashtag, or you can do the hashtag
or
first.
JBMOTM Mousset. Either way, it doesn't matter, yeah.
And we'll count it as a vote as long as you've got the hashtag in there. So like yesterday, on the Man United game.
Man United and Liverpool between Virgil van Dijk and Dan James, wasn't it?
Yes, it's Joe Fleck fires just wide in the end for Sheffield United. Worked very, very well, and Fleck fires in a shot. Or it could have been Stevens, in fact. Lundstrom sets up Fleck, it was Fleck, and he just fires it into the side netting. Good push, good shot there from John Fleck, Mike.
Yeah, really good effort. Sheffield United, picked up the pace a little bit. I thought Arsenal were getting into it a bit more in the 10, 15 minutes before that, 5, 10 minutes before that as well. But Sheffield United, they still look lively when they're going forward. Still another goal in this for them, maybe.
Yes, Ceballos on at half-time for Willock. What do you make to Ceballos' time at the Emirates so far, Mike? Do you think he's proven to be a good player and one who could replace Ozil on a permanent basis if also do try to get him on a permanent?
He's a bit hit and miss as a player. When he's on form, he can be fantastic, as we saw at the very start of the season. But Ozil is a fantastic player. He's very, creative. He's, one of the top assist players in the division the last couple of seasons as well. And he is a miss. Games like this, you need creativity, and Ozil, that's what Arsenal were lacking. Somebody like Ozil at the minute.
Yeah, Lacazette warming up on the touchline. Down below is named in the 18-man squad for the first time since September the 1st against Tottenham, which he started and scored in that game in the Premier League. And that's the first time he's been involved in the 18-man squad for Arsenal in the Premier League since that game. And Mike, do you feel in the previous games building up to this one that you've missed Lacazette?
Yeah, of course. When you've got a player with Lacazette's quality, you're always going to miss his goals and his work rate and his interplay with Aubameyang and stuff. 100% you're going to miss him, and we have done in certain games. But it's good to see him back, and hopefully he can come on and make a difference.
Yeah, do you think he's the sort of player which you also are craving out for to try and get that goal and that spark up front today?
There's as I mentioned, he's got a very good interplay with Aubameyang, so maybe that might be the case. He comes on and they maybe change the formation and go 2 up front, but who knows? There's not an awful lot of creativity from either wing at the minute, either side, so maybe even a Tierney could be on beforehand.
Yes, it's Arsenal with the throw. Look, on that far side, it's Kolasinac picks up the ball on this left-hand side after Cherish takes that throw on that far side. Here's Ceballos now. Ceballos. Oh, wide it goes. 63.5 minutes gone here at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 1, Arsenal 0. Mousset's goal on 30 minutes the difference. At Bramall Lane.
Just a couple of minutes to go until you can you start getting your votes in for your JB man of the match as well, and we'll give you an update on that, how to do it again in a minute. But about 2 minutes time you can start doing that from, or a minute and a half even.
Yes, 60 seconds from now I'll let you know what to do to get your votes in for man of the match, and if there's a deciding vote, casting vote, me and Mike will discuss the 2 players involved and come to a joint decision on man of the match and let you know who we've decided as soon as the 90 minutes comes up. But Sheffield United looking assured to keep this one goal lead intact at the moment, defending in numbers and defending really, really well. As Guendouzi in behind towards Pepe, and that's cleared away by John Egan for Sheffield United. And a good clearance up at the expense of Arsenal corner. Can Arsenal get one from here now? If they do, I think they'll deserve it. I think they've just edged the second half.
I'd probably disagree. I think Sheffield United are still looking lively, really, to be honest. I don't think Arsenal created that much. It's very, not an awful lot really in the performance from Arsenal. They're not creating too much at the minute. As it looks like Lacazette is warming down below us as well. So potentially they're going to bring on Alex Lacazette in a minute and maybe change things up front.
Yeah, it looks like Alexandre Lacazette could be coming on for Arsenal for the first time since September. But Sheffield United are breaking in with McGoldrick. And it's cut out there by David Luiz, is it?
Guendouzi, I think that was it. Was it Guendouzi?
Yeah, it was Guendouzi, Mike. In fact, it was Guendouzi. And he's gets booked. There does Guendouzi. Foul by Socrates, and then Guendouzi fouls McGoldrick. I think, and yet it is Matteo Guendouzi, the man who's being booked. That's just flashed up on the monitor in front of me. I couldn't really see who he was. We both have him locked hair like it is.
Yeah, they look very similar. Both look, very similar. You can't really tell, can you?
No, it's Lacazette is about to get.
There's another yellow card that's been brandished as well. I'm not sure who got that. I think maybe Kolasinac just got that other yellow card. I think maybe for a little bit of simulation towards the official there, the referee.
Maybe, but it was a Sheffield United keep hold of possession, but they've won a free kick. Sheffield United gone over that 65th minute mark. So what you need to do, I said JB Martinez fires in towards goal and a save by Leno. Terrific stop by Leno there. And a terrific effort by John Fleck from range, about 30 yards out, and it's easy saved. And he gathers it in the second attempt, just as David McGoldrick is getting
to maybe potentially put that one into the net,
to get on the rebound. But as I say, man of the match is now open. What you need to do, JBMOTM on the hashtag and the name of your player, and we'll read them out when we get a chance for man of the match.
Still waiting for Lacazette to come on. They haven't decided who he's going to be replacing yet.
Could we have English in the comments chat, please? We do not want any foreign chats.
Because we don't. Basically, nothing against you. Just we don't understand what you're saying. It looks like Granit Xhaka might be the man coming off for Arsenal. I'm not sure who that means is going to be captain for the rest of this game, but Alex Lacazette is ready to come on now, and it is indeed the captain, Xhaka, coming off.
Yes, so there we go. Granit Xhaka is the man leaving way. So, Mike, who do you reckon will now take over the captain's armband for Arsenal? Who would you add to the players who are on the left on the pitch, or would you give the captaincy to now?
Out of these lot, maybe David Luiz potentially, something like that, or Socrates, either one of the centre-back pairings.
As Lacazette makes his first appearance since September, and Mike, you must be glad to see Lacazette back out on the field.
I'll be more delighted if he scores.
Or even assists a goal.
Yeah, that would do. That would do nicely at the minute, considering the performance. Anything,
he's Lacazette.
Anything will do. A goal or an assist, either way. Or a goal and an assist. Let's be greedy and have both.
That's the voice of Mike Ornament, the resident Arsenal fan. As you probably could tell from his response to that question there. As Sheffield United clear possession downfield. Luiz picks up. Don't like his Luiz who's... You don't like he's got the captain's armband on him at the moment, Mike. So we'll wait to see who's got the captain.
No. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Here's Saka. Looking for Burke Saka in towards a penalty. Still going Saka. Crossing towards Pepe. Basham flicks away. As does Bullock, and he's gone behind for a corner to Arsenal. Good pressure, that on the Sheffield United goal. Saka with the run into the penalty. Turns away. Couldn't get a shot in himself. So trips it up towards Pepe. Basham gets a flick on. And Bullock puts it behind for a corner, which Ceballos will take. Gives it to Pepe. Pepe with the ball in. Straight into the arms of Henderson. Poor corner, that, Mike. Would you agree?
Poor corner, but Arsenal are looking a little bit better now. They're up in the tempo a bit, so let's see what happens here. But they're definitely up in the tempo and a little bit more urgency.
Bit more urgency, as Mike says, and up in the tempo. Arsenal 7 wins, 3 draws and 1 defeat in all competitions this season. Only lost 3-1 back in August in Liverpool. As McGoldrick has the ball for Sheffield United, running towards the penalty. Ball outside, pushes the ball across. Can't pick out a man. And I think the flag's gone up for offside. Yes, it has against Baldock. And I think that's a really tight one there. I think that's a tight call for offside. Sheffield United conceded 1 goal or fewer in 8 of the last 10 matches in all competitions this season. 3 clean sheets they've got, all in the Premier League.
Yeah, you can see that from this as well. Very, very hard to break down. When they're defending, they got the really the banks of 4 there, and then the 4 defenders behind them as well. They're doubling up quite pretty well, really. And it's very, very hard to break them down. Arsenal a bit sloppy in play as well, but Sheffield United, no problems with them defending this at the minute. Arsenal have to be a lot better.
Yes, as Leno heads it down out to his penalty area, and he heads it down into David Luiz. Who picks us about, tries to work it out wider to Kolasinac, and it does. Guendouzi has it now. Lovely ball into Aubameyang. Onto Lacazette. Can't pick out Pepe. And now Sheffield United looking to break. But Lacazette is in there to win it back for Arsenal. Alex Lacazette goes down and wins a free kick to Arsenal.
Yeah, shooting range as well, potentially, for maybe even a David Luiz special.
Luiz Ceballos will be stood over this. McGoldrick getting turned, game over to possession, and then fouling his man to give away a cheap free kick in the end.
Definitely a cheap free kick. If they concede here, they're going to be very disappointed.
Especially McGoldrick, he never really needed to do that. Lacazette were going nowhere, returning away from goal, looks to play back into the midfield or even out wide, so there's no threat there for him to have a shot at goal. It was looking as if he would have played backwards. But it's David Luiz stood over the ball. Guendouzi's moved out of the way. Is Pepe or Luiz stood over it? What do you reckon it's going to be, Mike?
It could be either. David Luiz, maybe with a special.
It's Pepe who takes this save by Henderson in the goal, straight at him, straight down the throw. Luiz moved away just as Pepe was running up, and he read that all the way, did Henderson, and saves it well.
Too easy, straight to the keeper, really. You have to be, a lot better than that if you want to be getting a goal on the end of that, getting somebody on the end of that. That's a very weak delivery.
Yes, and Sheffield United still hanging on there in towards the final 15 minutes of the first half. Any votes for man of the match yet? JB, if you want to put your vote for man of the match from what you've heard so far, feel free, my friend. You can get involved tonight, JB.
Yes, yeah, for sure. You definitely should get involved as well, yeah.
It's Lacazette. On for Pepe. Pepe strikes! Tipped over by Anderson there, and a great chance. Looked like he got tipped over, but he may not have in the end. Let's just watch this replay from behind the goal. No, he doesn't get a touch tonight. Looked like he got touched on the face
over the top, but
just over.
Covered. Didn't need to touch it. Just had it covered, yeah.
Just watching go behind his goal, and As we come towards the final 15 minutes, Mike, of this first half.
Yeah. Just a booking
of the match, should I say.
Just given a booking to Henderson, the goalie, for time wasting as well.
Yeah, Dean Henderson in the book now for Sheffield United for time wasting. But as Mike says, that's confirmation on it. But as I was saying, Mike, coming towards the final 15 minutes of the match, what's your overall thoughts on Arsenal's performance tonight?
Very, very poor. You know, all the build-up, obviously, with the final game of the weekend, and putting in a show like this, I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed indeed. You know, watching on here now, and it's definitely not been worth the journey so far.
Yes, and Mike, you've got a long journey back to Stevenage. Are you going back tonight, or is it tomorrow you travel back, Mike?
I've got the night here, and I'm going back in the morning, so I thought I'd make a night of it.
So a long journey back for you tomorrow then, Mike, and Mike, just so people know, bit of background on you since your debut on commentary this evening.
Yeah.
How long have you supported Arsenal for, Mike?
Well, I'm 32, so since I was very, very young, since I basically knew what football was, so I suppose I was probably about 4. So yeah, like, you know, 28 years, 27, 28 years, something like that.
Yes, and Mike, from this Arsenal side, if you could put from Arsenal's invincible side, if
I'd have all
break
of
off
them,
mate,
every one of them. Anyone that can score us a goal.
No one falls just wide. Mike, if you can, from that invincible side, if you could have any, if you can only pick one, by the way.
Yeah, that's harsh.
Which one of those, of that side, would you have in this Arsenal side this evening?
That's harsh, because there's fantastic players all over the pitch there. Excuse me, we've got you know, the likes of Pires and Bergkamp and Omri and Van Persie and a number of players there from over the years, and you know, like the invincible side as well, and even other years that could fit nicely into this team. But yeah, I don't know. I'd probably have to go with one of the strikers. I think Thierry Henry. He was just magic.
And we've got one vote in for man of the match so far. Now that's come from JB Hurst, and he's gone man of the match Henderson for Sheffield United. And I think when he's being called upon, he's had to pull off some good saves this evening. Don't you? Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
Yeah, he's played well. He hasn't had an awful lot to do, but what he's had to do, he's done with no issue. Distribution's been quite good as well. Yeah.
As Arsenal make their third and final changes, Gabriel Martinelli coming onto the field, and leaving the pitch is Nicolas Pepe. Mike, thoughts on Pepe's all-round performance this evening?
He's tried, but he needs that goal, as I said earlier. He desperately needs that one to go in for him. Obviously, the penalty didn't have the desired impact when Aubameyang gave him that the other week, and that one today, if that went in off him, off his knee or whatever, or somehow if that went in, then that would have been a big confidence boost. But no, he's looks all right. He's tried, but it's not there yet. He's not there yet. But hopefully Martinelli can come on and do some bits, as they say.
Yes, as Lou Freeman replaces Damon McGoldrick for Sheffield United down below us as well. So it's
another player Sheffield that I know very well. Arsenal youth player, in fact, from back in the day, Luke Freeman too.
So up against his former club, Lou Freeman will be looking to try and hold on to this lead for Sheffield United, and hoping to Sheffield United hold on to this lead against the side that he played against the youth level. So we've just got Henderson, man of the match, and JB set the example and shown you what to do. Hashtag JBMOTM and the name of the player that you are saying. Also, if you like to put the name of the team as well, so we know which. Obviously, we know which team it is. Anyway, from the name of the player, but if you want to do like JB's done, that is fine as well. But as Henderson saves a good ball back, which was a crossing, Chester back to him from Baldock, as like I said, we're trying to get there.
It's a big dream come true here for Luke Freeman, obviously playing in the Premier League. Obviously he wanted to play for Arsenal, but he's playing against his former side today. Former Stevenage player as well.
Yes, Mike also follows Stevenage, as that's where he's from and made the journey from this evening. And it's good to
actually, I think he's
share
played
the
against Sheffield
commentary
United
box.
when he was at Stevenage as well. I'll get that up for you, but I'm sure he's played against Sheffield United even when he was playing for Stevenage a number of times.
As Guendouzi has possession out wide with Chambers. Chambers puts the ball in. Klesner drives at the back post, but can only send his header over the bar and behind for a goal kick to Arsenal. Goal kick to Sheffield United. Good running in from the back post by Kolasinac. Trying to get back, headed back across goal, but just couldn't get the direction on it. And he goes over the bar. He said, try knocking it back across from Martinelli to go and end of, but he couldn't set up his teammate there.
And we'll take one of those 3 goals any minute now, please.
As there's a foul by Billy Sharp on David Luiz at the back there. 1-0.
I wasn't sure if the referee was going to pull out a card there, but he didn't, did he? It was only just a warning.
There's a warning there. That's his first incident since it happened. Well, since coming on. Real incident is involved challenging the player who's held the ball well against the players when his ball's being up to him. Is Arsenal coming forward on that far side as Lacazette wins the throw, which will be taken by Chambers.
The kind of player that you don't really want to play against, Billy Sharp. Very physical.
Yeah, physical player, and he did very well at my team, Leeds United as well. But
yeah,
I think he's had a good career.
He's always muscling people off the ball. You can always see that in him. Yeah.
It tells Jason, Mark, so far this season, Aubameyang has netted 80% of Arsenal's away goals this season, netting 4 out of the 5. Arsenal's netting 4 out of 5. So
yeah, so he's got a lot on his shoulders, and obviously maybe potentially with Lacazette on it might be a bit different now. But obviously Aubameyang is a fantastic world-class striker, but a lot of pressure on him to be the one sort of sole guy.
yes, it is Martinelli for Arsenal. Knocks it back to Guendouzi. Guendouzi cuts inside, runs in towards the penalty area. Lovely one from Guendouzi to the bar line, pushes it across and is deflected behind for a corner to Arsenal. Good pressure from Arsenal. If Arsenal lose this, I can only see Arsenal fan TV going in one way, Mike, and that's to Mel.
For sure. It'd be Meltdown Central.
That'll be meltdown.com as the ball is taken in towards the penalty area. And it's cleared away on his first Guendouzi. Ceballos. Ceballos turns. Plays in Kolasinac. Kolasinac forward. Lovely turn. Inside it goes, but the offside flag is up against Saka, Martinelli, Aubameyang and Lacazette.
Yep. And so, as I was saying previously, obviously Ozil was a big miss in this game. Obviously, he's not really trained a lot, but obviously he played in a friendly with Reading. But what do you reckon, Rush? You reckon somebody like Ozil, could potentially have been risked in this game for Emery?
I think he possibly could, Mike. I'll give me a reason why in a moment. As Arsenal have possession with Kolasinac, and he finds Ceballos, and now it's Guendouzi. And as you were saying, Mike, I think it could be, because I think if he started in the number 10 in place of Willock, that's where Willock were playing in the first half before he went off at half time.
Yeah, he didn't really do a lot, Willock. He was very anonymous in the game, wasn't he, as well? Yeah,
I think if you had someone of Ozil's calibre, I think he might have been able to unlock the Sheffield United defence a bit more. Whereas Willock tries to travel. Whereas Willock tries to travel when he gets the ball, he looks to go outside on either wing. Whereas Ozil, he stays in the middle, attacks the gaps. But 20 minutes is also trying the way through on the edge of the penalty area. But Sheffield United going back. Sharp goes down and wins a free kick.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. Willock's more of a holding defender. He's more of a defensive mid, but or a centre mid really. But yeah, somebody like us or a little bit more experience could have made a difference in this. Yeah.
As Ollie Norwood gets a standing ovation from three sides of the ground this evening, because one stand behind the goal that Sheffield United are defending is out with Arsenal fans. Three sides of the ground stands up to applaud Ollie Norwood's brilliant performance in the midfield for Sheffield United today. He is replaced by Ollie McBurney, who has been charged with drink driving.
Yes, I saw that. Just as I was coming into the ground, actually, I saw that this afternoon, or earlier this afternoon, yeah.
As he was due to, in Leeds, and due to be hearing court in Leeds on 6th of November as well. So McBurney on to play alongside Billy Shaw for the final 5 minutes or so, plus any injury time, which, to be honest, with Sheffield United making their 3 changes, also making their 3 changes, 30 seconds each. So that's 1, 2, 2.5 minutes.
About 3-4 minutes.
Possibly 3. So probably be about 4 with the stoppages as well. So probably about 4 minutes of stoppage time as Socrates goes in.
Yeah, he lunged into that one quite a bit there. It's a little bit risky.
Lunged in on McBurney, and Socrates now picks up a booking. Bad challenge there from the Arsenal defender, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Yeah, I don't know if it's ridiculous, but I do think it's a little bit needless, to say the least. Yeah.
So that is the thought of Mike Conneman, the resident Arsenal fan, here on the channel.
A little bit desperate, a little bit of a desperate challenge. Obviously, Arsenal are in the wrong end of the pitch and chasing the game here now.
Also chasing the game, but they've got some defending to do here, which Stevens looks like he stood over this free kick in towards the penalty area, towards Egan. As he back across goal, and he goes behind. Does it? No. So it has gone behind, and Ceballos is wondering how can he go behind? Why has he been given? Has gone behind there? It looked like he kept it in for me on first viewing. I'll have to try and watch that again in a few. Watch the replay if he shows and.
Yeah, I think he just about kept it in, but nothing come at the corner anyway, so no real worries there.
As it was McBurney who rose to head over the corner, the former Swansea City forward. As we head to the final 3 minutes of the 90, Mike, and it looks like Anderson will lead and will win our man of the match.
Yes.
But since we've only got the one vote from JB this evening. Overall, the performance from both sets of teams today, do you think this scoreline is a fair reflection of what we've seen this evening?
Yeah, I do. Unfortunately, from an Arsenal perspective, I do think it's a fair result. If it stays like this, Sheffield United have started really, really well in this game. First sort of 15-20 minutes, got the goal on the half hour, and then from that, Arsenal have tried to break them down, but haven't really created enough. Haven't had enough opportunities. Aubameyang's been quiet. Lacazette's been quiet since he come on as well. Pepe didn't really do an awful lot either. So yes, Sheffield United deserve winners at the minute.
As Kolasinac has possession for Arsenal, deep side of the left hand side, cross towards the back post, chested down, shot across goal, and it's gone all the way through. From Callum Chambers of all people, getting a striking on goal in the back post. That's where you need someone like Lacazette or Aubameyang gambling on that far post, which neither was. Also win a corner, which Ceballos takes quickly and crossed in there, and is cleared away by Sheffield United. Sharp win under Louise under a bit of pressure. Louise goes down under minimal contact and is still 1-0 Sheffield United lead. 88 minutes gone, almost into the final minute of the 90. So you've got about 60 seconds left.
Not sure what's going to happen in terms of the JB MOTM. Is it just the Henderson vote that we've got at the minute?
Yes, you just said it soon, though. We've got a minute, but if you can't change that, you've got less than 60 seconds to do so. Just follow JB's example of hashtag JBMOTM and then the name of the player, please. And if someone else doesn't think Henderson is worthy of the book of the man of the match vote, put your player in, and then me and Mike will have the casting one. But at the moment, Henderson will lead and will win our man of the match vote as Arsenal trying to snatch a late equaliser here. Kolasinac. Patrick Guendouzi.
Like, there might be 5 minutes, is what I've just heard.
Mark saying there could be at least 5 minutes of stoppage time, which would give Arsenal a bit of hope. And Sheffield United fans be biting their fingernails, and the players holding on for and getting there towards the end of the match. It's still 1-0 to Sheffield United lead. As we head into the stoppage time now, which there'll be 5 minutes at a time. So, Mike, will you heard from people down below?
Sources around the ground,
on?
yes. Yeah.
There's Lacazette. Always off well, Egan, and wins a corner for Sheffield United.
For Arsenal.
The Lexus. For Arsenal, yes. Against Sheffield United, that's what I meant to say. As Sheffield, I meant to say, as Lacazette wins the corner, as Sheffield United look to hold on.
Yes.
Ceballos will take the corner.
There's no danger they're not going to hold on to this. Unfortunately, I can't see an awful lot coming back from the Arsenal perspective here.
Cleared away by Andy Stevens. And Arsenal concede win a throw. And the man of the match vote is closed now. And I'll let you know the winner of man of the match very, very soon. CW got your voting on time, CW. He's also gone for Henderson. So that's the clear winner, Mike. Dean Henderson, JB, man of the match this evening. And Mike Honeyman, your thoughts on Dean Henderson tonight and his performance for Sheffield United?
Yeah, deserved man of the match. Obviously, it looks like he's going to be on the winning side at the minute as well. So no qualms with that, really, to be honest. And he's done what he had to do, really, in terms of his performance, yeah.
Also, Mike, I think, looking at the performances, I think Mousset was another nominee for man of the match.
Yes,
possibly John Egan at the back for Sheffield United, along with Basham and O'Connell, the three centre-backs who they always play. I think Bullock's had a fantastic game as well.
Yeah, he's looked lively, he's looked good, yeah. Good defence.
And on the Arsenal front, Mike, I can't really see who's the candidate for their man of the match as Billy Sharp is running towards the corner for Sheffield United, trying to hold on. He feeds him McBurney. Back he goes to Sharp. Gives possession away. Guendouzi wins it back. And does really, really well to feed Ceballos. Ceballos come up towards halfway. Deep inside the Arsenal half. Thank you for JB and CW for gaining your man of the match votes, which counted tonight. For Henderson, Sheffield United, man of the match on our channel. As McBurney goes in.
The end of the stoppage time as well. Shortly, we haven't got that long left. Just about halfway through stoppage time at the minute.
Yeah, we've had about less than about 3 now. We've got about 3 minutes left to play of stoppage time, or less than that now. As we've got about 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining of stoppage time.
Yeah, and Sheffield United have deserved this as well. I'm a big Arsenal fan, as I've mentioned on the commentary here tonight, and as you know anyway. But haven't created anywhere near enough. Very off colour, and a lot of performance. A lot of players not performing. The international break and the lack of game time has definitely got to them.
Yes, and also I must agree with CW, who says it was either Henderson or Norwood for man of the match.
Yeah, he's played well, yeah.
Says Norwood put a monumental shift in the midfield. I agree with that, CW, and thanks for getting your thoughts in on tonight.
They've controlled the midfield as well, actually. That's a fair point. They've definitely controlled the midfield today, yeah.
Yeah, and CW, from what you've listened to tonight, with the two-pronged commentary team tonight, what's your thoughts on how we've done it differently tonight, and how me and Mike have bounced off each other with what we've both been saying about the performance from both sets of players? As Chambers picks up a booking for arguing there, as Sheffield United trying to keep hold of possession.
Throwing the kitchen sink time. You might have to just start chucking everybody forward at the minute, Arsenal, because this is not long left at all. Not long left to go.
Great doozy now, as if for Arsenal. So we're into the final 60 seconds. We've got on about 30 seconds left to play.
Big win for Sheffield United. They can hold on as well.
Yeah, Martinelli down the line for Kolasinac. Back to Martinelli. Lovely one for Martinelli in towards the penalty. So good, Martinelli goes to get back on Sheffield United. Win a goal kick. Good defending there from Basham and Baldock. There for Sheffield United. A big win for Chris Wilder and his men. You can see the crowd on the big screen and down below us. All clapping, jumping for joy already. Martinelli and Baldock with an handshake there. We've got less than 5 seconds to go. We've played over the 5 minutes now and we're just waiting for the final whistle to go now, and I think that will be that.
Is that it? Yeah. That's a momentous victory for Sheffield United. A very,
Last Mousset with the only goal of the game, and Sheffield United beat Arsenal by 1 goal to Les Mousset's first half strike in the 33rd move. Sheffield United up to 9th place. And before we hand back over to JB, Arsenal, special chance in the game for me, come the first half through Nicolas Pepe. Didn't really threaten much in the second half, even with Lacazette, Ceballos, Martinelli on the field. Pepe with the best chance for Arsenal. Mousset with the only goal of the game. And they've had some other good chances. Norwood going close. Fleck going close as well. Basham into the side netting. Bullock into the side netting as well. But before we hand over to JB, Mike, what's your final thoughts on the performance and the game this evening that we've watched?
Fantastic from the Sheffield United perspective, and a big win for them. Obviously, they're going to be, fighting for relegation probably come the end of the season. So any win that they can get is big. Obviously, to challenge a team like Arsenal and beat a team like Arsenal there, even on the back of the Liverpool game a few weeks back as well, just shows that they're more than capable of competing at the highest level of the Premier League. And a big win for them. Obviously, Bramall Lane it could be a fortress for them this season. It could be the place where people sort of don't really want to go to, and Sheffield United could use it to their advantage, of course. But a big win for Sheffield United from an Arsenal perspective. Very, very disappointing. Didn't really create an awful lot, and it's fine bringing on Lacazette, bringing on Martinelli, and bringing on Dani Ceballos as well, creative players. But if you can't get them on the ball, then Sheffield United are going to hold on for their 1-0, which they've got obviously from Mousset in the first half. So, yeah, it wasn't an awful lot of good performances out there on the Arsenal side. And, what you said really in terms of the man of the match as well, it has to be a Sheffield United player 100%. And Henderson, on the winning side. So, the fact that he's got a clean sheet as well, deserved man of the match. Well done. And, big result for Sheffield United. It's one of those moments that could really, make or break your season. And Arsenal have got a big couple of games now as well coming up. And, it depends how they're going to bounce back. But this one could bring a lot of momentum to Sheffield United for the next couple of games in the next few weeks.
Yes, and there's just to finish off there, Sheffield United haven't lost a league game on a Monday since January 2012. They've now won 7 and drawn 6 of their games on a Monday league games. So to finish off and to summarise,
they're just 9th in the table, just level on points with Burnley and Tottenham. Arsenal are in 5th. Memorable victory for Sheffield United tonight. So, JB, we're going to hand back to you, my friend.
Yes, and just before we do, JB, just want to say, Sheffield United beat Arsenal by a goal to nil. Les Mousset with the only goal of the game and deserved of a goal for his performance. And Arsenal's best chance of the match came from Nicolas Pepe. But as Mike says, and we've all said, thank you for me and Mike here at Bramall Lane. It's finished. Sheffield United
thank
1,
you for listening,
Arsenal
guys.
0.
We'll see you again soon.
Back over to JB.
Thank you, lads. Go off and get yourself warmed up. That was Russ Burning and Mike Harniman down at Bramall Lane watching Sheffield United beat Arsenal by a goal to nil. What an amazing turn up for the Bucks. Chris Whiteman, CW, my old mate. Hopefully we'll have him back on the channel as well in the next few weeks. Nice to see him there. He's curious as to what's going on with Ozil. Does Emery have a problem with him? It seems to me that he does. I think obviously there's something not quite right there. But Ozil's obviously fit, and he's, I think he's ready to go.
I just want to say that Ozil is definitely 100% fit. He took part in the game with Reading in the international break. So we're not sure why he didn't travel today. He was definitely available.
Yeah, obviously that. But Mike, what now for Arsenal? Where did they go from here now? I mean, that is a damaging defeat, isn't it?
Massively a damaging defeat. Like I said in the commentary, we didn't actually create an awful lot as well. And obviously, it's all well and good bringing on the likes of Ceballos and Lacazette and all these creative players. But if you're not going to give them the ball, or they're not going to get the ball because of Sheffield United and the way they're set up with their midfield and their defence, and you can't break them down, then what more can you do? 68% possession for Arsenal tonight, and only 3 shots on target. Should be doing a lot better than that.
Yeah, it's clearly not good enough, and it must be frustrating for you guys, because I honestly thought that Arsenal could do things this season. I thought Pepe was going to be a really good signing for you, but from what I've seen so far, he doesn't seem to be that. And I've got a couple of comments here. Ergan Knuckles, he says that Pepe's not a £70 million player. He obviously not. And you said in commentary there was a chance when the ball flashed across from the right-hand side, and Pepe, all he needed to do was touch it in, and I don't think he did enough to get in the area. You mentioned that, and you picked that up in commentary, didn't you?
I did indeed, yeah. And like I said, he just needs that goal to go for him. Obviously, he had the penalty which was given to him by Aubameyang the other week, but even that's done nothing for his confidence. I'm going to put my head on put my neck out on the line now, I should say, and I'm going to say that as it stands, I would have rather that we went for Zaha over Pepe, because at least he's proven in the Premier League, and he's known to cause a handful and cause problems to defences, whereas Pepe. Yeah, it's all well and good doing it in the French division, but Premier League, you're going to have to take a bit of time to adjust and, sort of gel with your new team and everything. But, yeah, at least with Zaha, he knows the division, and that's something that, we should have gone for and, taken advantage of that, because, and we probably would have got him cheaper. I know, maybe not if it's Crystal Palace pushing the boat out on him and, trying to get a replacement and all that, but at least he knows the league, and he's proven, and he's done it for Crystal Palace for a number of years. So just putting my neck out on it, I'd have probably said Zaha would have been the better buyout of the two.
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult. I think the Europa League could be a bit of a hindrance. People will say that, and people will obviously use that as an excuse. But I think Arsenal do have a good enough squad. We haven't seen Kieran Tierney yet. Do you know how long it will be before he's back into the side? Or
he's been on the bench for the last 2-3 games. He was available today, could have come on. He was there, could have been used if need be, but Emery's quite happy with Kolasinac, so he stuck by him. But now he's available. He took part in the pre-season, sorry, not the pre-season, the friendly and international break as well, as did Bellerin, as did Rob Holding. So they are available, these players, just maybe not quite ready for Premier League action yet.
And finally, we have to give a huge shout out to Sheffield United, Mike. I know it's going to be said through gritted teeth, I know, but you've got to. You look at the way they played there. They haven't really set the world alight at Bramall Lane. They've had a few dodgy results, but I just felt the sense. I don't know how you sensed it. You look at the two performances they put on against Liverpool. Okay, they lost that game and they were unlucky to do so. But tonight, they really put in a really dogged display, and they played as a team, didn't they? They didn't rely on individual skill. They all played as a group, and they all played as one. And I think that was probably the difference in the end. And the way that they worked the set piece on the winning goal, scored by Musa, was a joy. It was a joy for them. And can Sheffield United stay in the Premier League? Is it possible, or will they be found out later on in the season?
If they can start getting results like they did today, grinding out the 1-0s or whatever at home and making that a fortress, then why not? we've seen it over recent years that it is possible. Other teams have done it, and it's a great rise for Sheffield United all the way up through League One and obviously into the Championship and the Premier League now. A side that I've seen play on a number of occasions down at the Lamex at Stevenage, and I've been up to Sheffield for obviously this game today with Arsenal, but with Stevenage as well a number of times. There was draws there in the playoffs, and in the league and all that as well. And you can see that they've come on leaps and bounds. And why not? Why not? Why can't they stay up? And why can't they even go a little bit further and maybe even cement a mid-table place or something like that?
Indeed, and I think also you got to consider, they play football just like Burnley do. They're not a sort of play it along the deck sort of team who, they're gonna put teams under pressure. They're not gonna make it easy for opposition teams like Arsenal or your Manchester Uniteds or your Liverpools of the world. I think the way, how can I put it? They're not going to make it easy. They're in your face, a bit like Burnley are when Burnley perform every game. You know what you're going to get from Burnley. People say that we're an up and under team. We're not. We do play good football at times. I think that gets overlooked. But also we play as a team. And I see elements of that Burnley style with Sheffield United in a way, because they all play for each other. They play for the shirt. They play with a bit of passion. They give 100%. You can see that in Chris Wilder's management and tactics. Even if they win a scrappy 1-0 game, and even if he'll be honest with them. He won't mince back on his words. And I think that's refreshing to see. I don't know how you feel about it. I think that's sort of refreshing to see. And only Sean Dyche has been an advocate of that for the last couple of years, obviously. But isn't it good to see that when you see a post-match interview from a manager like Chris Wilder, and he's done a magnificent job, let's not forget, at Bramall Lane, isn't it good to see some honesty from a post-match interview from a manager, a Premier League manager? Too many times we see it, too many excuses from top-end managers, but to see one like Chris Wilder and Sean Dyche to a certain extent actually be honest, it's refreshing, isn't it, to see?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's fantastic to see that, and you can see that from the end of the game there as well. His reaction, he turned around to the Sheffield United fans and he was giving it the fist and saying, "Yes, get in, come on," like getting them over the line and all of that, and supporting them, and getting the fans up for it, and the final last couple of seconds push and everything as well to support the team. And really good. Obviously they've got some big fixtures coming up as well. They're away at West Ham next. And then they do play Burnley, actually, in a couple of weeks' time as well, in the first weekend in November. But, like I said previously, if they can get some results at home at Bramall Lane, then they could be a surprise package this season, for sure.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Mike. You go and get yourself warm. It's been a privilege to have you over, and hopefully we'll have you back on again very soon. I thought you and Russ did a great job, and you go and get yourself warmed up.
All right, thank you. Cheers.
My thanks to Mike there, and he gave us some final analysis. Well, what a result for Sheffield United. As for Arsenal, well, the difference was in the way that the two teams played. Sheffield United played like they wanted it more. They played as a team. The set pieces were fantastic. Arsenal really didn't offer much, really. I know there was an effort that was well saved at the end by Menderson, and he had to make a couple of saves there. The man who's just been drafted into the England squad the other week. But brilliant. Russ says thanks for the comments and to doing the commentary. Chris is on. He's living the dream. This is Chris Wilder from Sheffield. He's played for them and now he's the manager. And so he should. I think it's refreshing to see that somebody that has played for the club, lives in the city of Sheffield, and gives it 110%. It's just amazing to see, and I think this will send shockwaves around the Premier League world tonight, that's for sure. And guess what? Not too many, and we didn't have any controversial VAR moments in the second half. There should have been a couple of penalties maybe for one each side in the first half. I think that was purely academic anyway. But let's not detract from it. We're going to wrap this coverage up, but my thanks, as I say, to Mike and to Russ for their contribution over the last 2 and a bit hours. But Sheffield United, the red half of the Steel City will be sharpened with pride tonight. The Blades have blunted the Gunners. Arsenal Fan TV, well, will it be a meltdown tonight? You'll have to watch it and find out. From me, JB, take care. Good night.